to another episode of Sanford Says. This is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer. And yes, we've been on a little hiatus. We're back for the time being. We have some information to share with you. We are in the midst of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, and we have some information just to share with you overall. The city has been very diligent in their information sharing. We have a lot of information, a whole list of information on the city website, sanfordfl.gov. But before I go into more details, I have a guest with us today, Bob Keegan. Bob Keegan is our IT manager. Welcome, Bob.
Hi, Lisa.
And so we're taking the time out today just to share some information about where you can find sources of information about the COVID-19 and the city's precautionary measures, as well as what the city is doing to create space for the city staff to be teleworking from home around these circumstances. And Bob Keegan is going to be sharing all of those details with you. So as I was saying, folks, yes, the city of Sanford has been taking this very seriously, following communications from our federal government, state and county, all the way down to where we have the responsibility of sharing that information with you. There is information on the city website at sanfordfl.gov. One main thing I would like to share with the public right now is if you are not connected with us on social media or the website or receive any of our media releases, we are closed. City Hall is closed to the public, and that was as of Monday, March 23rd. And so we are working to provide information about all of the city services that are available to you online, which is quite a few ways to still manage to do business with the city in a seamless fashion. And so, like I said, we can go over all of these items that the city is actually doing, these precautionary measures, but I suggest you go to the city website at sanfordfl.gov. You'll see a big landing page there for coronavirus information and what we're doing to help prevent that in our city. And so in general, we have our customers can really do a lot of information as it relates to permitting, business tax receipts, oil and grease permits, licensing and permitting, all of our development services and zoning, and even code enforcement complaints on Citizen Serve, which is located on our website. And also utility customers, you can pay your bill online. There's various ways to do that. Please check our website too. City of Sanford staff is working, is here. We are providing the services and programs to you that we are allowed to during this time, and but the public is not allowed into the building, obviously, because protecting you as well as the city employees. So please remember that you can continue to do business with the city online. And we want to also always reiterate what you're hearing on the news about strongly advising all of our residents to follow the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention hygiene guidelines. That's on our website too. Of course, the main main fact everybody is underscoring is social distancing. And so please check out that website. All of the city events are canceled through April 30th. 2020, as well as programs, activities, leagues, and classes. Our rental and city facilities, park pavilions are closed through April 30th. Our parks are open. Our parks remain open at this time. And Sanford Parks and Recreation staff strongly recommend that all of the public use the exercise with extra caution, use the equipment with extra caution, of course, in any public area. Our public meetings have been canceled at this time or postponed. We don't have a rescheduled date right now, but the regularly scheduled commission meeting that was yesterday, March 23rd, was canceled. The upcoming Public Art Commission for today, March 24th, is canceled, and our CRA meeting scheduled for April 1st, canceled. Planning and Zoning Commission meeting canceled for April 2nd, too. So we want to also reiterate the Sanford Free Trolley has stopped service as of as of March 20th at 5 p.m. until further notice. And this is due to Governor DeSantis' Executive Order 2071, closing the dining rooms of restaurants, of course, reducing the need for trolley service to bring people into downtown Sanford. However, to that note, I would like to say we do encourage folks to still patronize the businesses downtown. Several of them have the takeout information available and delivery. So call the businesses and find out who is participating in that. And we also today just announced that we are allowing for outside signage in front of these restaurants for parking, and so also for information for the restaurants to post that they are doing takeout and delivery. So we're working with the business community very diligently. We understand the situation that they are in, that we all face, and so more detailed information about all of these items that I do share are on the city website. You'll see that sanfordfl.gov. So remember, please, you can do business with the City of Sanford online. We're here, 407-688-5000. Call us. Staff will be here to take your calls. And then you have all of our emails listed on the website as well, all of the department emails. And so we are following Seminole County Office of Emergency Management in recommendations to the testing sites and all of that. I'm not going to get into those details, but they are on the website, like I said. Talk about prevention and more information on what you can do, how you can do your part to protect all of us in the City of Sanford and Seminole County overall. Seminole County Office of Emergency Management is a great resource of information locally. They have a citizens information hotline available Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m., and that's at 407-665-0000. I encourage everyone to follow all the social media of all the local government agencies in this area, City of Sanford, Seminole County, and you will be informed. There's so much information coming down from the federal government, and we are disseminating what is relative to you locally here. And we just want to take this time to share all of this information on the City of Sanford podcast. And I may be missing something, Bob, but thanks for sitting there so patiently. We have a lot. One thing I do want to underscore is that there's a lot of links about small business, loan programs from the state on down on our website too. And I do know that the City of Sanford is also, they've created a survey for businesses that's on this webpage. It's the City of Sanford Business and COVID-19 Impact Survey. Please fill that out, and so we can service you better, and we can find out what's going on out there in the community. And check out that website, like I said. Also important to know is there's going to be a line where the economic development folks are going to be taking calls for businesses in the area to participate in a calling every day at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. And that information is on the city website under business resources. So please take a moment to do that. If you have a pen or pencil now, that number is 312-757-3121, 312-757-3121. There's an access code, and that's 989-327-853, access code 989-327-853. And this is something the City of Sanford, they established a daily conference call where businesses can discuss their challenges, share their suggestions, and support each other. So please feel free to join the conference call each day at 10 a.m. And if you didn't get that number or any of this information, written down somewhere, and you need to digest all of this later on, Sanford website, sanfordfl.gov, has all of the information most pertinent to you if you are a Sanford resident or a customer of the City of Sanford. So like I said, we've been following the communications from federal, state, county on down to provide you with the most updated information, and we hope that you are all staying well out there. Bob, so let's talk about, speaking about staying well, City of Sanford employees, some of them now have the ability to work from home. Do you want to just share some information about what you and your team have been doing these last few days to really get this going?
So, Lisa, thank you for having me and letting me talk about the solutions that we're providing the city employees to service the citizens and the businesses for the city. But I do want to thank you for providing all that information, and it is a lot of information out there, and kind of consolidating that into, especially on the website, is very helpful. So appreciate you taking all that effort to make that happen for folks.
Thank you, Bob.
So just on a personal side, when we started hearing about this, the coronavirus happening, outside the U.S., we were listening, but we were, like a lot of people, it wasn't really like sinking in. We didn't really understand the ramifications of this, and until like the NBA, and I'm a big hockey guy, and when the NHL canceled their season, then I knew this was serious. And then when the theme parks, especially Disney, shut down, then I knew that this was a very serious situation. And so we had to react, and we had to plan accordingly. And so about 3 weeks ago, the IT staff, we started talking about, okay, how are we going to support the city and the IT services that we provide so that in the case that a large portion of the city employees have to work from home in an isolated quarantine fashion, that at least some level of business can be conducted by our employees at home. And so we came up with some ideas and solutions, and we really see it in two phases. One is we needed to make sure that the communications of the city employees was taken care of first, because communications in times like this are very important. And so we came up with providing ways for our employees to access their email from any time, anywhere, from any device, and also accessing voicemails remotely. Unfortunately, our current phone system is not conducive for teleworking, or if you're not sure what teleworking is, it's working from home, basically, or working away from the office. And so we had to think about outside-the-box solutions to come up with some of these virtual services for the employees to use while they're not in the office. And so the challenge with that is not just a technical challenge, but it is a human challenge as well, because you're talking about an employee workforce that is 100% pretty much working from an office environment. And so, and then all of a sudden, they are working from home. So technically there's challenges, but also on the human side of it, there's challenges as well. So the phone system, we established a virtual phone system. So if those employees that need to do just more than listen to voicemail and follow up on calls, and having a fully functional phone system where they can process calls just like they were in the office. So that was a challenge, so they can access and have a fully functional phone system. And I challenged the team that whatever solutions we come up with, we have to take the assumption that this is going to be for an extended period of time where people are basically quarantined in some fashion. Yeah. And so so we came up with coming up with a virtual phone system. That was one. And so we handled that piece of the communication. And then on the other one was, how are we going to handle the utilities customer support representatives that take the utilities payments and answer all the questions that people may have about about their utilities. And so we established a virtual call center where all those folks, if need be, can handle and process all those calls from the residents or whoever needs information about the utilities. So I'm pleased to announce that as of today, we actually have a working virtual call center where we have some of our customer service reps working from home, and at the same time, the customer service reps at City Hall are using the same system.
Very nice. This is the first time hearing about that too.
So yes. We had a big breakthrough today.
Great.
And so it's some really good news in that aspect. Because I know that there's a lot of folks that are a little apprehensive about coming in and working, because, of all the different factors that they have, underlying conditions or what it may be, where they're at risk more than some. So I know that the IT team is very pleased that we can have these solutions to provide our employees so that they can work from home in a safer environment and still do work. And so also the other piece of that was you have the phone system, you have these call centers, and then actual meetings. So one of the aspects of teleworking is that all of a sudden you're at home working, where you're used to collaborating with your colleagues, face to face, in person. You're sitting in conference rooms having meetings. You could be having hallway conversations, and all of that disappears.
Yes.
And so, working virtually, remotely, and trying to have meetings can be a challenge. And so we established a virtual meeting solution where folks can invite employees or colleagues to a meeting.
Okay.
And they can click on a link, and then they can have a meeting. And they have the capabilities where they can do video conferencing, they can use audio, they can even collaborate during the meeting. They can use a whiteboard if they need to, or share their screen. So, and so that today is another breakthrough. We have that up and running. We have about 30 employees now connected into virtual meetings, and we're starting to use that more and more as more people start work remotely. And so, in my mind, this virtual meeting solution is probably as important as all the other solutions that I mentioned before. And the reason why I say that is because of the human element of it. Because once you start working from home, then it's kind of nice at first. It's kind of cool. Hey, I'm working from home. But then after a period of time, you can start to feel isolated. Whereas before you had those conversations with your colleagues and others.
Right.
And so having a virtual meeting, like for example, so most of my staff is working virtually from home right now. And so I set up a meeting at 9 a.m. every morning, and we talk about, okay, what do we want to accomplish for the day, what needs to get fixed or what needs to get implemented. But we also just spend time just talking about anything, joking around a little bit, keeping it light, because that's all part of that human interaction that is getting ripped out of people's
certainly, because it's for a good reason, but you have to go through these trials and tribulations, social distancing.
So definitely, this is extreme social distancing, teleworking, and in my previous position, I telework for a few years, and so I know that at times you can feel very isolated. and disconnected. And so it's very important that people reach out, and even, instead of sending an email, reach out, call somebody, talk to them. So, so the IT staff worked very hard to get these virtual solutions up and running for our employees. And we're starting to roll that out, and hopefully by the end of the week, whoever wants to telework, will have that capability. And so you should be next on our list that we have to install some software for you to use the virtual meetings. And then that's kind of like phase one, is establishing that communication. Now, phase two, which is we're starting to migrate into, is the processes. Okay, we have a lot of manual paper processes. So in a teleworker environment, that's really not, you're not able to use paper as much. And so we are looking at some key processes, such as purchasing. When we process purchase orders, there's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of steps involved. There's signatures. There's approvals, and so we're looking at ways to streamline and electronically process, the purchase order requirements. So that's really phase two, starting to look at some of those processes that are manually intensive and use a lot of paper for signatures, and see how we can streamline and automate those processes.
Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations, Bob Keegan, in this huge accomplishment for IT in the city of Sanford. Who knew that we would have to face this, in 2020? Even though, virtual meetings you think that you would always have here, but sometimes we don't think it's necessary, especially in government. But guess what? Now we're prepared, right? Now we're prepared. Yes. If we have to use this for any other situation coming up, any other kind of natural disasters or anything like that, because you never know what the future holds. So it's wonderful that we are now set and in place, and I'm looking forward to learning how to use the virtual meeting information and all of that. Very helpful. And so yes, the City of Sanford, government services, municipal programs, a customer service situation with utility, bill pay, and all of that is now oriented to be virtual. Yes. And I think that's pretty amazing. And so thanks for sharing that, along with what I have been sharing about the overall situation that we're facing here with the coronavirus, COVID-19. And so it helps this extension of service that we're providing to our customers through what you're able to do with technology is huge. And so we can still provide services to the community, to our restaurant, to our customers, and make sure that it's seamless. It's a seamless experience, and that's what we strive to be, is great customer service, even in the midst of a pandemic that
Yes.
we have. And so is there anything else, Bob, that you'd like to share?
Well, you mentioned restaurants, so they're still doing takeout. Please
Yes.
support your local restaurants.
I've got that on my brain today. Yes, we've sent out some information a lot about our restaurants and how to support them. But yes, please do. All of our restaurants and in the community, and just in general, they just need the help. Small businesses as well, and the support. So the City of Sanford just takes these precautionary measures regarding coronavirus very seriously, and the threat very seriously, obviously. It's a rapidly evolving situation. We're actively monitoring all levels of government communications from federal, state, county, and our fellow municipalities here in Seminole County. So just check that website, as I mentioned, sanfordfl.gov. Please feel free to read through that. There's links to take you to other sites, other government agencies, a load of resources for you. And also, as everyone has been doing, is prevention. Please make sure that you follow the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Hygiene guidelines. Avoid close contact with people who who are sick. If you're sick, please stay at home and practice social distancing. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when you cough or sneeze, then discard the tissue. Cleaning and disinfecting frequently touch objects and surfaces. I'm not going to read them all out because everybody has heard about them, and they're on the website listed here. So please, the City of Sanford is available online, although you can't walk in. We miss all of our residents coming into City Hall. It's kind of lonely here. It's quiet, that's for sure. We miss everyone, our customers coming in to say hi, but you can do business seamlessly with the City of Sanford online at sanfordfl.gov. Thank you for listening. Please follow us, like I said, on social media as well as our website. We may not have these podcasts as regularly as we have in the past until this virus passes us, but you can still follow us and be connected and stay connected with information with the City of Sanford as well on our website and social media. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day to listen to this podcast and this update from the City of Sanford. If you have any questions, any follow-up that you'd like, please email communicate@sanfordfl.gov. That's communicate@sanfordfl.gov. We'll take your questions and get back with you in a timely manner because you are important to us, our residents and customers, and the public listening to us on Sanford Says. Thanks again. This is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer. Be well. Stay tuned for our next episode. You can find this episode on our website, sanfordfl.gov, and anywhere that you subscribe to your podcasts as well. Be well. Thank you.